Well, it's probably some of the biggest devastation that we've seen.
There is a significant lot of damage out there to the crops. In a rural community, if you have to have your community support and your business support.
Hello everyone, welcome to this special edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. I'm Michael Dana. We are here in Napoleonville in rural Assumption Parish. We are taking a look at the aftermath of Hurricane Gustav. This storm made landfall on Monday, September the 1st, packing winds of more than 100 miles an hour. As you can see behind me, the sugarcane crop here in Assumption Parish and outside Napoleonville has been laid flat. Beginning our team coverage as we look at the impact that agriculture has sustained from this storm, Avery Davidson takes a look at what this small rural farming community is doing to recover.
You hear that roar of wind and rain. That's the sound Hurricane Gustav brought to almost every part of Louisiana. Here in Napoleonville, you could see Gustav's fury. Watch here as clouds of rain contour this roof almost like a smoke stream in a wind tunnel. This is Gustav at its worst, and I'm in the middle of it.
Right now, here in Napoleonville, we're experiencing some of the worst that Hurricane Gustav has to offer. Winds are probably blowing in excess of 100 miles an hour. Tree limbs have come down all around Assumption Parish. The reason why I'm looking behind me is because I'm worried that something is going to come and hit me right now. But that's a big problem for cane farmers. All of the wind blowing down a lot of the cane. You'll see that a little later in my candidate's report. I think it's time I get to safety.
Before the worst, as Gustav was making landfall, you could already find what would become the symbol of this storm, a tree down across power lines. This was in Thibodaux before the storm's eye wall was even on land. Overall, Gustav left more than 1 million homes and businesses without electricity.
After dark, it is completely dark in this town.
Assumption Parish Sheriff Mike Wagasback and his deputies saw firsthand what Gustav did with wind alone.
There was a lot of racket, a lot of shredding of trailers, tin. We could visibly see roofs being peeled off. At one point, we actually witnessed where one of the oldest buildings in Napoleonville actually crumbled in brick, at least part of the actual structure itself.
This is the Guidry Insurance Agency building. Friends say the owner was in Houston where his daughter underwent life-saving surgery. For Louisiana National Guard troops rolling into hurricane-ravaged parts of the state, it's about preserving life. So far, Gustav is to blame for 8 deaths across Louisiana. To preserve food and comfort, those without electricity look for ice and...
It's gone now. We had that was all we could get, all we had left for today. We've been trying to get hold of the ice people, but the ice people come out of Homer.
Robert's Food Store in Labatteville is the first to open in Assumption Parish. Inside, you see more than scoured shelves and long lines. You see faces that tell stories in a glance, and hope building one bagful at a time.
Well, we're the only store around here, and past experience with the storms, we do about 4 times, 5 times normal business. We have people come out of Thibodaux, Napoleonville, all around the area, because the bigger stores can't run their big stores on generators.
Right outside of Robert's Food Store, you hear the first sounds of recovery. The pounding of a hammer as one homeowner nails a tarp in place to protect his home from future rains. And a little farther south on LA1 in Lafourche Parish, volunteer firefighters become lumberjacks. Tractor trailers become homes. And movie caterers who normally cook for the stars now feed electrical contractors who will work 16 hours a day for weeks, maybe months. This shopping center is now the staging ground for Entergy electrical crews. Each of those trailers can house 32 men and women. They will be homes for about 1,000 of them.
So they will be stationed here and not have to be driven by bus back and forth to New Orleans, which saves us a lot of time, gets them on the street working.
But in rural farm communities like Napoleonville, people don't wait for outside help.
We're blessed to have some really generous sugarcane farmers. I've had several, 4 or 5, that have come out with their equipment, their box blade, have shoved trees off the road. I've even had farmers move diesel to certain locations. They've got diesel ready as a last resort to fill our generators, to keep the hospital, the waterworks, etc. running. So the farmers have really been great, and of course they're dealing with their own crisis now with the crop on the field, and the ability to plant is going to be delayed. I'm sure the opening of the sugar mills will be delayed, so they're under the gun as well. They're going to need our help and support, but they've been really truly supporting us through this effort.
It's that kind of support that makes the burden of recovery easier to bear. In Napoleonville, I'm Avery Davidson for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.